Hello Muggles and welcome back to my Harry Potter kitchen, the YouTube series where I am baking my way through the Harry Potter books, making a recipe for all the food and drink featured inside. If you missed last week's recipe for our chocolate frogs, then check out the link down below in the description to find out all you need to do to temper the perfect chocolate. But it is Magic Monday, so let's see what new recipe is waiting for us today. If, like me, you are a fan of Harry Potter and you don't want to miss a thing from my Harry Potter kitchen, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you get an alert every Monday when there is a brand new video. But without further ado, let's see what's up next. So we are back at the trolley and we still have plenty more magical treats to come. What she did have were Bertie Bott's Every Flavour beans, Drupal's Best Blowing Gum, chocolate frogs, pumpkin pasties. It's the recipe that many of you have been waiting for, so let's get straight into it. For this recipe, you'll need to make your pastry with 4 ounces of flour, 2 ounces of butter, a pinch of salt, half a teaspoon of mixed spice, and 2 tablespoons of water. For our filling, you will need 450 grams of pumpkin, 2 carrots, 1 red onion, 2 sticks of celery, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 vegetable stock cube, and some additional seasoning. I've gone for salt, pepper, thyme, oregano, chili, mixed spice, and cumin. And for an extra dash of magic, I've gone for some Worcestershire sauce, some tomato puree, and water. You'll also need some oil for frying, and egg and milk for an egg wash. Now, it is open to interpretation whether a pumpkin pasty is a sweet treat or a savoury treat, but I have made some sweet versions of pumpkin pasties before when Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was released, so if you want to see the recipe for that, I'll leave the link down in the description. But to mix it up a bit, we're going to go for a savoury version today, and to start with, we're going to make our own pastry. To begin making your simple short crust pastry, begin by placing your flour into a bowl. Add in your cubes of butter and then begin to work it with your fingertips until it forms fine breadcrumbs. At this point, you can then add in your salt and your mixed spice. Make a well in the middle and then add in your cold water, bringing it together until it forms a soft dough. You don't want to overwork the pastry though, so as soon as it starts to come together, tip it out onto your work surface, bring it together, and then wrap it in cling film. You need to chill this in the fridge for at least half an hour before using, so it's nice and easy to roll. Okay, so while the pastry is chilling, you can move on to making your filling. And for this, I'm going to use some nice chunky cubes of pumpkin, but then also throw in some additional vegetables and spices so you get a well-rounded flavour. To begin, we're going to roughly chop our carrots, onion, celery and garlic and place them into a food processor, blitzing them up until they are fine. This is just going to help our pumpkin stand out a bit more in the middle of our pasty. Once they're all nice and chopped, drizzle a little oil in your frying pan and then fry off your vegetables until they are nice and soft. While the vegetables are frying, you can move on to your pumpkin and just roughly cube them up, but again, make sure you don't do these too finely, otherwise they'll soften and disintegrate into the pasty. To give these a nice roasted flavour, we're going to pop them into the oven first. Place them into an oven dish, drizzle with some oil, salt, mixed spice and pepper, and then pop them in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius while you prepare the rest of your filling. Once your vegetables are nice and soft, you can move on to flavouring it. For this, I've popped in my stock cube along with all of my herbs and spices. To give it some well-rounded flavour, I've gone with salt, pepper, thyme, oregano, chili, mixed spice and cumin. A few dashes of Worcestershire sauce and tomato puree will also give it a bit of a sweetness. Then, just to make sure our filling isn't too dry, I've also added in a bit of water just to loosen it up while it begins to cook. And allow this to simmer for 5 to 10 minutes. Once your filling has finished simmering, it's time to add in the cured pumpkin. Be careful not to move this around too much, otherwise you might break up the pumpkin pieces, but gently fold it in so it's nicely combined into the mixture. Okay, so that is our pastry and our filling completed, and it's time to assemble them. Now, you can just make them like a traditional pasty, make a circle and fold them in half, but it's my Harry Potter kitchen and we like to go the extra mile. So I'm gonna make my pumpkin pasties in the shape of a pumpkin. First things first, I've made a pumpkin stencil by drawing out a cartoon-shaped pumpkin onto a piece of card. You can then cut this out to make your stencil. Lightly flour your surface and then roll out your pastry until it is about ½ centimetre thick. You can then get your stencil, place it on top and then cut around it to get your pumpkin pastries. Remember, you'll need 2 of these per pasty. Once all your pumpkin pieces have been cut, it's time to assemble. Lightly grease a tray and then place a sheet of greaseproof paper on top. Place your first pumpkin piece down and make sure you leave enough room in between these just so they have room to breathe. You'll then want to place a few tablespoons of your filling into the centre of each pasty. I've gone for about 3 to 4 tablespoons in each. Once the filling is in place, you can quickly whisk together an egg wash with egg and milk. Then taking a brush, dab around the outside, and this is going to be the glue that sticks our top layer of pastry on top. Place the next layer of pastry over the filling and then press down around the edges to seal it in place. For an extra arty finish, I've taken some fondant tools and used them to add the finer details on top of the pumpkins. I've placed some grooves around the centre of the pumpkin. I've scored some lines along the stalk, and then I've also rounded the edges just to make sure they're nice and defined. Just before these go in the oven, we're going to give them one final coat with the egg wash. This is going to help them go nice and golden as they cook. All that's left to do is pop these into the oven at 180 degrees Celsius to bake for about 20 to 25 minutes. A delicious pumpkin smell will fill your kitchen, but try hard to resist the temptation to open the oven before they're finished cooking. Once they've finished, allow them to cool down slightly on the tray before you move them onto a dish to serve. And you're done! These pumpkin-shaped pumpkin pasties are sure to be a hit this autumn. So there you have it, another magical recipe from the train to Hogwarts. We have still got so much more to come, so if you don't want to miss a thing, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the notification bell, and you'll get an alert every Magic Monday when there is a brand new video. That is all for this week, but I will see you next time.